I can probably get Winston a little run for his money, but I think he'll come out with that W.
So obviously that's fun, but your receiving skills, I know it's something you've concentrated a lot on. How much better are you there? How important is that as you try to progress?
Me and Coach Scott spend a lot of time just watching film on like other running backs, especially like NFL running backs that catch the ball out the backfield and just show me like, okay, you see how that linebacker played them on that route? You should do the same thing, or you should try this and try that. So, I'm really trying to improve my route running, which I think that is coming along pretty good with the help of Coach Scott and our receivers coach, Coach Parker.
How are you different as a receiver? Is it watching film, or are there technical things that you felt you've really improved upon?
Um, of course, the film that we watch, we try to make up drills to mimic those looks that we see on film. So that's pretty much helped me in my route running in the pass game as well.
Leddie, returning kicks is new to you, right?
I did it a little in high school.
Okay, for college.
Yeah.
You've done a ton in college,
Mhm.
but this is kind of new. Why are you doing it? And what do you think so far?
I don't think that I would be back there, but I'm just doing it just to get the feel of it, just to show the scouts that come watch practice that I can do kickoff return, I can return punts and kicks, just to show my versatility.
You beat Winston on that one, or does he have you there too?
No, I think I can probably give Winston a little run for his money, but that's his spot. He's doing a great job at it. I'm just here. I'm just there to learn.
Does it help? I don't know, it sounds silly for a sports writer, but you're catching a ball from a different angle, you're setting up blocks and running. Does it help any of that stuff you do?
Oh yes, of course. Everything like football, everything like mimics itself. Like running the ball, catching the ball, setting up blocks. Like if you catch the ball, if you turn around, you see a receiver. Like you have to set that block. You have to read that block, and kickoff return is just the same way. You have to read the blocks. You have to set the blocks.
Have you always had good hands? And did you play basketball, baseball, any growing up? And did that help sort of the hand-eye coordination of catching?
Growing up, the only other sport I played was track and field, really. But I always just had like a natural ability of just catching the ball. I did it a lot in high school, playing running back and slot receiver.
Outside catching the ball, Leddie, where did you have to get better as a running back?
I would just say just being a complete running back, just building my confidence, honestly, in whatever I'm doing, just not second guessing myself, just know that like I prepared myself for this moment and just going out there just playing football.
What did last year mean to you, in terms of your confidence, just what you were able to do?
Last year was a statement year because going into the season, nobody think we was going to run the ball as good as we did, but we did it, and we made a point
What do you think that point was?
that we can run the ball.
Leddie, you had a ton of touches last year, one of the most in college football. Is there a point where it gets too much for a running back and you need to, get some breaks more? Or can you handle the same kind of workload that you handled in 10 games over 12, 13 games this year?
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win. If that's getting the ball every play, then so be it.
Leddie, how has life, I guess, been different for you since the end of the last season? Coming off of a 1,000-yard season, it was kind of a breakthrough year for you. How has life been kind of different for you? Do people approach you differently? Do they recognize you more?
Yeah, people definitely recognize me more, especially when I tell them my name, because at first they probably won't really recognize me because I'm always in the helmet. But once I say my name is Leddie, and they're like, "Oh, you play on the football team?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Is there any pressure that is there any pressure that comes with it, or is that something that you kind of embrace, and that you
This
see
is
it, like,
something.
that's what I worked for.
This is something I dreamed of, and now like it's coming true. So I prepared myself for it. I asked for it, and now I have it. So I feel pretty good about it. It don't really shake me up or anything like that.
What is the story behind Leddie? That's not a normal first name. I mean,
I'm actually named after my uncle, who was a Philadelphia police officer, and he had died on the line of duty 2 years before I was born. So my dad had named me after him.
your dad's brother.
Yes, my dad's brother.
You mentioned the scouts checking you out at practice. Obviously, you have another full season to kind of like build your resume and show off your stuff. But what do you think you can show to the scouts right now, I guess?
My ability to just catching the ball, and naturally, they had questions about my speed, just to show them like I do have speed. I am fast. I can break runs, and that I'm tough, and that I can lead this team.
Leddie, as good as you were last year, they didn't vote you first team all conference in the preseason poll. Does that put a chip on your shoulder? How do you utilize things like that, or is it just water off your back?
That's something that has happened to me my whole life. I always play with a chip on my shoulder. I don't really pay attention to the preseason awards or awards period, because I just go out there and play football.
Talk about your whole life. Your uncle carrying his name forward. I mean, what does that do for you?
It inspires me because he was a football player, but decided not to play, and decided to be a police officer. But what I've heard, he was a pretty good football player. So I'm just glad that I got to carry on his name and probably do something that he dreamed of.
Was his last name Brown too, Leddie Brown?
Yes.
Okay, anything else for Leddie? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.